Do another live podcast recording of the Boss Life with Bonds. I just want to make sure that my mic is actually on today. Is it on? Your little mic check 1 2 1 2. You want to beef with the team? What is you gonna do? Guys, pray for me. This is me every day, all day. All right, got my show notes in front of me. You guys know the deal. If you're watching this live, drop a hashtag I'm here. If you are watching the replay, drop a hashtag replay. And as always, if you get some value from today's podcast episode, be sure to screenshot this if you're listening to it. I'm not even hitting the record button. Let's get there. Let's get there first. What's up, and welcome back to another episode of the Boss Life with Bonds. I'm your host, Coach Bonnie, and this morning we are talking about becoming her. So if you are not living under a rock, you probably noticed that there is a new Barbie movie coming out. And this new Barbie movie has a trend that's all over the internet. And the trend is the "this Barbie is" thing, right? So you can take a picture, you can take a selfie, or you can take one of your old photos and put it on the backdrop of the Barbie advertisement and be like, "This Barbie is blah, 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 blah." I'm not gonna lie, I am not excited about the Barbie movie like everybody else is. I'm literally just like, okay, that's cool. However, I saw it as an awesome opportunity to just kind of remind women that this woman that we're working towards, it starts now. It starts today. Not when you have the perfect Barbie life, or not when you have the thing that you're trying to call into your life. It starts now. And something that has been coming up a lot for me, before we dive into today's episode, just so you know, this is going to be more teachy than preachy. So there will be some very practical steps and guidelines that I'm going to leave for you. And in fact, if you go to the podcast page, whether it's on Apple Podcasts or whether it's on Spotify, wherever you listen, in the show notes, I'm going to have a cute little PDF I typed up for you last night to give you some practical steps, because listening to me is dope and I'm glad that you do, but it's not enough. Signing up for the workshops, even if you missed it, it's a course now, Mindset Makeover Magic, go grab that. But even grabbing the course, if you're not going to do it, then you're literally missing out. Like, I had a woman tell me, oh, I just watched day one, it was really heavy, I haven't done the homework yet, and like 4 days had passed. I'm like, well, are you going to do the homework? It's not enough just to listen to me talk about this stuff. You got to do the work. And I think that's one of the parts where a lot of us lack. And I still have my Rode mic on from where I was recording my audio during my workouts today. Isn't that funny? This is a good example. Guys, I was so happy to buy this microphone. It was a $200 microphone. I'm seeing all my favorite influencers and other coaches that do tutorials have their mics. And I got it. And for whatever reason, I was just afraid to use it at the gym. And I film my workouts. I have farted at the gym. I've had my weave almost fall out. I've had period blood in my pants while I work out. Like, I have had everything that could go wrong at the gym happen. I have loaded up a barbell to do a hip thrust and did not put the clips on either ends. And once I got into the right position, they all started falling off on the sides, like anything, you name it. I have been through that embarrassment at the gym. But for whatever reason, I did not want to be seen with a microphone on while recording my videos, because I think it kind of was like, oh wow, this is real. Like, now I'm in here looking like an actual influencer when I'm really just a mentor, coach, thought leader who wants to help people. I'm not in here just to get the views. But the point is, I paid for something and I didn't use it. So it didn't do me any good in my gym bag every day if I'm not going to use it. Didn't do me any good if every day I forget to charge it. So I go in there like, whoops, I forgot to charge it again. No. And so this brings me back to the point of showing up as her now. If Bonnie, the one that I'm trying to reach, the one that's on this vision board that has all of these things going for her, right? Like, she's got this huge platform that helps women in their personal development reach peak performance, which is what today's episode is about. If I'm doing all these things, you really think that version of me is scared to have her mic on and be seen in front of people? Probably not, because I've been doing it and it's just what I do. It's my daily routine. I go in, I film some workouts, I record myself, boom, no biggie. But because I had a hard time seeing myself as that type of woman, it was really hard for me to just go in there and do it and not care. And today was the first day where I didn't care. I had my little stand. I am still kind of awkward at the tripods, not because I'm embarrassed that I'm filming myself, but because I'm thinking of people judging me. I'm not gonna lie, and I know it's aggravating to some people, but I don't care. But anywho, it's about showing up. Today is about showing up as that version of you that already has the thing that you want, And for many of us, the thing that we want, if we were to quantify it, if we were to be specific as fuck about it, it's a little thing called peak performance. Now, why is this important? What is peak performance? So with my mentor this weekend, him and I have been discussing ways for me to diversify the income streams for mind and body. We have the memberships, we have one-on-one coaching for fitness, we have one-on-one coaching for life coaching and mindset, which is what I do. We've got my Biz Bestie Bonds, which is where I do business consulting with service-based entrepreneurs. Each of my coaches has their own specialty course that we have. We have the Shopify store where, as you can see, mind and body fitness apparel, fresh out here, you know what I mean. We've got other apparel for Mind and Body Co., the more feminine side of our business. We've got a few things, but he introduced me to this idea of working with businesses and not just individuals, or working more with corporate individuals and not just, women that were where I used to be. And that scared the crap out of me. I was like, oh crap. Like, it excited me, but it also scared me because I knew that means that I'm going to have to step up a lot of things. I'm going to have to step up my messaging. I'm going to have to step up the way that I show, up online, and I'm going to have to alter some of the things a little bit. And the one thing that he said, the way that you're going to be able to work with businesses, or the way that you're going to be able to work with more corporate or executives or professional individuals, is to talk to them about peak performance. Because everybody in their business space, whether they own the business, whether they work in it, whatever, they want to get better. Because when you're in peak performance, what happens? Well, you get peak pay eventually, hopefully, right? You get recognized, you get awards, you get recognition, you get promoted. And so teaching these professionals how having a mind and body, mental fitness, physical fitness regimen in place, how it makes you better in every single area of your life. Now, I know that. I know it like the back of my hand. I live it, I breathe it. However, I never thought about it in the business perspective. I've always just thought about helping women improve their confidence, helping women improve their life. And obviously, if we're improving ourselves, if we're improving our confidence, it's a ripple effect around us. And yay, you're going to change the world. Yay. That's the way I always thought. But I never thought about it as what I do can help someone reach peak performance. So now my wheels are turning. I'm like, oh, I got so much stuff in here. I've just been packaging it up for women like me who can understand, like, in a way that made sense to me. So now I get to go to the shop and package it up another way. And as I was doing this, I started to research what is peak performance. And as I'm looking, I know what it is, but I just, research. So as I'm looking, I'm like, oh wow, this is the same stuff that I teach my women. I just don't call it peak performance because it sounds so, not sexy, right? That's something Tony Robbins always talks about, or that's something you normally hear men talk about or whatever. And I was like, well, what would be the feminine equivalent to peak performance? And it's like, oh, her highest self, right? Or bad bitch era, or savage, or boss bitch, whatever you want. But to put it shortly, we can just call it her, right? When you tell another female, like, are you being her, right? You already know what that means. There's an artist and her name is just her, right? And it symbolizes what the epitome of our peak potential as a female could be. And so one of the things that I want to talk, I always say one of the things, what I really want to harp in today is how you can show up as her now, here, and today. Now on Facebook, the caption says, this is the missing piece in a lot of our manifestation journeys and processes. And what that means is that, and I've talked about this, especially leading up to the workshop a couple weeks ago, how we have superficial, and I don't mean fake when I mean superficial, I mean superficial, like the medical terminology, like above the surface, right? Up top. We've got some very superficial tactics and strategies that people use for manifestation, and they're quick fixes because they don't go deep to the root of you and the root of your problem, right? Okay, cool. So if we were to think about some of the things that you have tried to manifest or create or obtain your goals, let's look at how they are all just like touching the surface. Like, okay, I think about what I want. Okay, I've made a vision board. Okay, maybe I journal. That's great. But you becoming her is a model that maybe you guys are familiar with, and it's called be, do, have. And a lot of us do this backwards. We're like, well, once I have it, then I'll do the things and then I'll be her. Well, once I have my weight loss goal, yeah, I'll work out, I'll do the things, I'll work out, I'll meal prep, I'll drink water, because then I'll already be fit. And I want you to know that never ever happens that way. It like you cannot try to obtain the thing without doing the thing that the person who has those things would be like. So here's a good example. If you say, I just did the fitness one, now let's do the money one. If you say, I'm going to wait to start learning how to budget when I have the money. So you did it backwards. Once I have the money, then I'll start doing the things to be better with my money and budget it, and then I'll be rich. No, 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 honey. You gotta be the person that is good with money now. Do the things that the person who's good with money would do now, and then you will obtain this goal, right, of being good with money. Does that make sense? Okay. So this is how you do that. This is what this looks like in practical form. This is how you are you are her, right? You're at the epitome of your mental fitness. You're at the epitome of your physical fitness. You're at the epitome of your spiritual fitness, right? And that's my job, is ultimately to get people to that point where they are mentally, spiritually, and physically fit. But here's the catch. Here's the catch. Before we even talk about be, do, have, the only way that you're going to be able to function like that is when your needs are met. When you feel safe, in other words. And this is something that comes up a lot when it comes to women. If we don't feel safe, we're not going to take action. I was talking to a woman last night who, I've talked to lots of women, but like in the DMs, the things that they talk about is like, yes, I'm ready to do this, but I want to wait until this. I'm ready to do this, but I want to wait until that. And unfortunately, that ends up, most women who wait to take action, they end up never taking action. And then they look up, a year goes by, 5 years go by, 10 years go by, and they're like, I'm just waiting to feel safe. Well, you can do little things to minimize the chaos in your life so that you can feel safe enough to soar. But do know that you're going to want to at least get to a place in your life where it is stable, right? I'm not encouraging you to push your development back until an undetermined time. What I am saying is that you'll want to stabilize your life. And what do I mean by that? When women do reach out and they're either depressed, and I don't touch depression. It's one thing to be going through a rough patch, but I do not touch depression just because that's out of my scope of practice. Can I help? Sure. Is that what I want to do? No. I want you to come to me, come to Mind and Body after you have gotten yourself in a place where your life is not always freaking chaotic, or where you have gotten your mindset to a place where despite the chaos, you are stable. And that honestly is going to be where a lot of us have to start out. I didn't wait until my life was perfect to start building my business. I was like, all right, life is crazy. I work at a restaurant where I never know what's going to happen. I work at a gym where, I'm working all the time. My schedule is a little wonky. I don't have any days off, so I'm not particularly stable. However, my mindset is at that state where it is unfuckwithable. So all of the chaos around me, cool, I'm still stable. That right there is hard as fuck to do. And a lot of people, you have to really have a strong goal or vision that you're working towards to be able to do that, or have had some mindset training. But nonetheless, before I give you these tips, I want you to understand that you have to get to a place where your mindset is stable if your environment is not stable, where the internal world is not chaotic. Okay? And then what's going to result from that? You're going to be more productive. You're going to get more stuff done. You're going to feel more accomplished. And with that productivity and with those accomplishments, you're going to start to feel more confident. You're going to start to feel more competent, right? Because confidence comes from competence. And when we feel incompetent, we feel unconfident. So keep that in mind. You want to get to a place of stability, whether it's in your 3D world, in your physical world, or whether it's in your internal world, okay? And from there, you're going to, what does this look like? It looks like having emotional regulation practices, emotional regulatory practices in order, where my client Caitlin said this morning, she sat there and she paused and she looked at the situation. I posted this morning that your feminine energy, your feminine strength, your feminine power comes in your ability to hold the space for negativity, hold the space for the chaos, and sit with it without letting it become you. Once you let your emotions in the outside world become you, you've given over your power. But when you can sit there, I'm not saying be a doormat. The big difference between being a doormat and being able to let something happen and just sit with it. And last summer, when I was working with my other mentor, we were, this guy behind me, that whole year was a year of emotional regulation for me, because he would say things to me that would trigger my insecurities, that would trigger my wounds, that would trigger so much. And instead of responding, in the beginning I used to snap back at him. And then instead of just busting into tears, which is where we got after I'd snap, then I'd cry, or maybe it was cry and then snap. I think it was cry first. Then I started to snap on him, and then eventually I just sat there and would be like, okay. Grab my journal and be like, all right, we get to journal tonight about why this triggered me, what this means. Do we want to continue to act like this? And how would we like to respond the next time this situation comes up? Those are emotional regulating activities. Most people, you can't do that when your life is full of chaos, right? Okay, you following? Resilience. Learning how, I'm getting into my notes. We're going to skip that. We'll come right back. But anywho, these are some things that you'll want to master in your personal development before you start worrying about becoming her or manifesting your greatest dreams, your wildest dreams. Let's work on stabilizing the chaos internally. Let's work on learning how to be a little bit more productive by learning to emotionally regulate, which in a nutshell means learning to tap into your feminine energy and work smarter, not harder. Okay. Let's talk about how you can show up as her now. First thing I want to preface it is showing up as her means living purposefully, right? Having clarity about what you want for your life, and then most of all, being passionate about it. It is very hard for me or any other coach, mentor, practitioner to help you get from point A to point B when you are not like really connected with a purpose, when you don't have clarity about what you want to experience, and when you're not passionate because you don't have clarity about what you want to experience. This looks like not knowing your why, not wanting to face the facts, and then just not being enthusiastic about the process. I will turn a client away if they come to me and they cannot tell me why they want to embark on this mission. You know why? Because they'll pay me and be all excited and hype in the moment, in the emotions, right? Because they haven't differentiated between a burst of excitement and actual, like, this is my purpose, this is my intention, this is what I'm going to do, I'm going to stick it out no matter what. They're not there yet. They're just like hype, oh, new year, new me, or hype, oh, summer body, or whatever, right? When someone can't tell me the real purpose and the intention behind them embarking on this mission, they're not a good fit. If someone can't face the facts, when I'm trying to ask them questions about why don't they think they've reached where they want to be, and they tell me about their mother, their grandmother, or everything else, like I can't, that's, you're not moldable because you're still not facing the facts. And then last but not least, someone that's not enthusiastic about the process. If you're not excited about becoming her, I can't make you get there. You got to at least come to me with that. I'm like the chef that has the recipe. You got to bring the ingredients. I can't bring them all. I'm going to show you how to put them in each amount, like a dash of masculine energy so you can get shit done, a whole lot of feminine energy because you are a female, and then boom, let's figure out how to make this work. But if you can't even come to me with knowing why you want to embark on this journey, being able to face the facts that no, it is not everyone else, it is you, sweetheart, that is the reason why you are not her, and you're not even happy about it, I don't have time for it. So let's get through this list. I got a team call at 10:30. I got 7 minutes out. Let's wrap it up. So number one, steps to becoming her. You're gonna want to build resilience. Too many women have weak mindsets where, they have a low threshold for adversity or for obstacles or for opposition. The moment they run into an opposition, oh, I'm gonna quit, this is too hard. The moment like they see their finances up, I didn't make as much as I thought, I have to quit working with my coach. And it's like, why don't you just kind of move some things around, or maybe talk about how you can create a payment plan, something. Yeah, we have no resilience a lot. We're just so quick to throw our hands in the air. You're never gonna become her if you can't like make it through these battles internally and externally. So number one, build resilience. And at Team Mind and Body, one of our values, one of our core values as a company is big pick energy. Not big dick energy, big pick energy. Meaning you always keep the end in mind. When it gets hard, the only thing that's going to keep us all anchored in here is that we have the big picture in mind. Big picture energy, build resilience. Number two, strong mental fitness routine. I was talking with one of my team members last night, and she's in flight school, and we were talking about it, and she's like, yeah, I don't know if I'm going to be good enough to fly, and I don't know this and this and that. And I'm hearing all this sad bitch energy, and I'm like, the fuck do you mean you don't know if you'll be good enough to fly the plane? Are you taking the courses? Are you learning? Is it making sense? You took the test, you didn't pass the first time? Cool, try the fuck again. Aren't you happy the test is hard? That means that you feel safe with other pilots, right? Mental fitness means instead of, you saw that, her response to not passing was, oh, I don't know if I can do this. When a mentally fit brain would be like, oh, what is the good outcome? What is one of the good results of me not passing this test? Well, that means that there is still more for me to learn, which means that when I am in the air, I will actually be a good pilot and I won't be worried that I'm going to crash because they made sure I knew my shit. That's mental fitness. And you don't get it from scrolling all day on social media. You do it from sitting with yourself, listening to your thoughts, journaling, and not just having a pity party in your journal sessions, right? And if you don't know how to journal or where to start, I promise you, Google. Google's your friend. Google journal prompts for self-esteem. Google journal prompts for confidence. Like, the information is out here, ladies, but again, it means nothing if you don't implement it, okay? Meditation, slowing the fuck down and learning to hear your thoughts, see your thoughts, and not jump on every single one and let them take you away, unless they're good ones. Okay, number 3, hire a coach, start a course, join a workshop. You're out here trying to battle stuff on your own and you don't have the proper tools and you wonder why you keep getting knocked down. And it's like, sweetheart, you're not getting cool points from God or the universe because you're self-making it. Like, stop that. Human beings are created for community. Go find one. Number 4, the inner work, which is literally all of 1 through 3, okay? 95% of your thoughts today are the same as yesterday. And if your future is created by the person you were in the past and who you are today, then that means that today's thoughts need to be in alignment with your future. And that only comes from doing the inner work, which so many people try to skip, okay? Number 5, knowing and setting boundaries, okay? If I said yes to every single DM, text message that I got, I would never have time to do anything. If I didn't learn to start saying no, hey, I want to hang out, let's grab some drinks. Yeah, no, I don't, is that in alignment with my plan for this year for myself and my business? It's really not. I got to say no. Hey, do you want to come on this vacation? Yeah, no, it's not. Learning how to say no, putting those boundaries up so it makes space for what you really want and keeps out what you don't want. And last but not least, learning to focus and be present in the moment. One of the biggest areas of opportunity for us is learning to be present in the moment. And I know this because there were so many missed opportunities for me where I was in a conversation with someone and I wasn't fully present. I didn't remember what to ask. I didn't know, like, I just was not there. And as a result, I missed out on some valuable connections and valuable wisdom, okay? Learning how to be present. So if you got value from this, or if you didn't take notes, don't worry. I made a PDF for you. It's going to be in the show notes. You can go ahead and grab that, and it's about the 6 steps to showing up as her. So that will be in the show notes. It'll be in the link. Let me see. If you're watching this on Instagram, I'm going to need you to just go ahead and slide on over to the podcast and look at the show notes there. The link to the podcast is in my bio. So thank you so much for tuning in. I hope that you guys like this dash of how to become her, but also with some very practical steps, right? Dash of masculine there, stuff so that we can see, right, some sort of structure to getting there versus just, well, I'm going to manifest my best self. You get to have a process to that manifestation, my love, so that when you feel like you're falling off, you can come back to this and ask yourself, am I doing these things? So thanks for tuning in today. I hope you guys got value. I love you guys to the moon and back. Remember to share this if you enjoyed this, if you got value from this. Send it to a friend. Drop your key takeaways in the comments. If you are in the Orlando area, next week on Thursday, just kidding, a week from Thursday, I'll be leading a workshop called Lead Like a Goddess. I'm going to see if I can get this live stream so that you guys can partake in it as well. But this is designed for women whose nervous systems are completely fried because they've been trying to keep up with the men in this world. They've been trying to show they're as good as men. They've been trying to play their game the way they do, and that's not how we win. That's not how we are designed to do. There's a very unique gift and skill set that we have as women, and we don't need to try to be like the men. When we lean into who we are created to be, it works. They love it. They don't want to be resistant and fight you tooth and nail. They are receptive to it, but a lot of us don't know how to do that. And if that is something that you're interested in, shoot me a message or make sure that you sign up for the event. It should be in my link as well, in my link tree, and on Instagram and on Facebook. I shared the event as well, and it will be in the show notes as well. And as always, one final announcement, ladies. I have something exciting on the horizon for you. If you have been looking for a community, if you've been looking for a home, you're a service-based entrepreneur, you're a woman that knows that she's meant for more, you're someone that is just thirsty for knowledge to grow her mindset, her resilience, to learn how to manifest, to learn how to attract, to learn how to cultivate these divine feminine gifts, be on the lookout. We have something dropping in May, and I'm so freaking excited about it. So thank you for tuning in. Have the best day of your entire life, and I will see you next time on The Boss Life with Bonds. I figured I have to like stop it everywhere else. Thanks for tuning in, guys. Have the best day of your entire life. On Facebook, I'm gonna have to come back and read these comments because it's time to go. How do I end it? Make it end! Guys, I don't know how to work my computer again. Typical. Okay, bye. Mm-mm.
Recording in progress. Recording stopped.